gentleman yield.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Chairman Hunter. I was hoping to visit with you a little more about some of the committee consolidation decisions.
Sure.
Specifically, looking at county affairs and urban affairs being combined into one committee.
Correct.
Can you talk a little bit more about your thinking behind that?
Yes, and so the members know I've been on both committees. And one deals with city, one deals with county. You also have state-federal relations. I've also seen that a lot of the issues are very similar, even though you may be a statutory municipality versus a constitutional created county. But to me, Representative, you could combine those committees and the workload would be more important, in my opinion, and larger to combine these issues. And today, we're seeing things in the county area going one way, city areas going another way. I think it's a good way to kind of see how local government in these areas are going so that members know. And it also educates the public and the taxpayer on what a county does and a city does in the same committee. But I just think it's more efficient. I think it's more effective to bring those under one umbrella, one caption.
I'm curious, Representative Hunter, when you were considering this, did you look at the number of bills referred to those committees? And
throughout the different years, yes.
Okay. Are you concerned at all about that being too much workload for a single committee?
No, I don't. I think that, well, first of all, the Speaker's office, with the involvement of their legal staff, will be able to look at the various jurisdictions and assign workloads to the committees. But no, I think you can manage it, and I think it's a great deal. I think it also makes that committee more important for the members.
Okay. Yeah, no, thank you. I know those aren't our most popular committees at all times, but I know they do really critical work, and I know we've heard a lot of concerns from our cities and counties. So I just want to make sure they have a venue to be heard and that we have a venue to make sure that's done efficiently.
And what you just said, sometimes your local governments parallel on the same law requests, government requests, base operation requests. This is a great way to make sure that all local governments can either be distinguished or parallel. So I think it's very, very good, but it also gives the committee a lot more responsibility and a lot more focus.
Okay, thank you. I also saw that this committee, I think, has picked up some new duties that weren't part of anything previously, the relations between the state of Texas and other nations.
State, federal.
Yeah. So was that previously included in either county affairs or urban affairs, or is that new?
No, that came from the International Relations and Economic Development Committee.
Okay. And that's being folded in to another committee as well,
that is
correctly?
Correct.
Okay. And the other sort of general question I had is, how did you decide which committees to increase membership on? Because I saw we had some important committees grow. I think higher education, though, stayed the same number. How were you thinking about which committees were going to increase in membership?
Really what I did there was kind of look at the past, what we've done off and on through the past sessions, and then just kind of talked with a lot of the folks, some of the members, but a lot of the people, for example, in higher ed, getting their ideas. It was just kind of using some of that as the formula.
Okay. And thank you again for your patience with these questions as we sort of wrap our head around the committee structure changes. I think it's the first big changes we've seen since I've been in the legislature. The other change I had a question about was combining the congratulatory memorial calendar into local and consent. Are there any concerns there about capacity, or does that change anything else about how that calendar functions for members to acknowledge our constituents?
No, it actually, I think, strengthens local and consent. I also think that it gives a good check and balance for everybody on the floor on resolutions as well as the local and consent calendar. And it's a good streamlined process. It does increase the workload of local and consent, but it also kind of clarifies, as you and I know in the past, sometimes resolutions go to different committees. This way we're streamlining it, and folks can come to that committee and provide their support, their opposition, their concern, or whatever. So that was the idea, and I think it really does give the members fairly streamlined on where to go.
Okay, so I'm sorry, let me clarify that. You said some resolutions that previously may have gone to different committees. Like I remember having one come through public health one session. But under this, those resolutions would entirely go to this committee?
I can't say that they'll entirely, because there's certain resolutions that would go to other committees, which we've had in the past. I think, for example, State Affairs has certain resolutions that go to it.
Okay. So this combination is not really a change in procedure, just a consolidation of workload. Okay. Thank you so much, Chairman. I appreciate it.
Representative Schoolcraft, for what purpose?
Question.